Hi, I'm Madi, and today is the day. Eyeshadow Declutter, one of my all-time favorite videos to watch. I fall asleep to eyeshadow declutters all the time. It is one of my favorite categories of makeup. I just love seeing the color stories, and I love seeing swatches, the different textures. I especially love shimmery shades. As you can see, I put on some very glorious shimmery makeup today in honor of my declutter. I got this Unearthly Cosmetics Shadowed Petal palette. It is my first Unearthly Cosmetics palette, or well, anything from that brand. So I'm really excited to use it. It is gorgeous. And it came at a time that I'm very extra grateful for it, because I gave up shopping. Well, one of the things I gave up for Lent is shopping, and it has been extremely hard for me, very difficult for me. And so I actually forgot that I had pre-ordered this months ago, and so it arrived yesterday and I was so happy. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. I know I will, and here we go. Okay, so over here I have some palettes, and then in this drawer, I also have more palettes. Alright, and then here in my vanity, I have singles, and then back there, palettes. And this drawer is also full of palettes. And then I have one more. I forgot, I also have this drawer with palettes that I've decluttered. So I will put those back in with the other palettes of the same brand as I do my video, but then declutter them again. And some I'm actually saving for giveaways. So when I reach like, I don't know, 100 subscribers, maybe 200, and I'll give people a choice. But anyway, there you go. Okay, I'm going to start out with my singles, and I have Victoria Beckham here. I have Honey, Chiffon, and two Tea Rose. So the reason I have two is because one of them came broken, and so then they sent me a replacement when I contacted them. So you can see how messy that one is compared to the new one. But I'll go ahead and swatch the messy one, and I think I'm just going to give this to a friend instead of trying to sell it. This one is my favorite shade. I still want Mink, but look at Tea Rose. It is just gorgeous. Oh, so pretty. And then these two, they're not as shiny and beautiful to me. This one is Honey. And I am going to swatch everything, but when I get to palettes, I'm not going to swatch every shade, but I will swatch, maybe 4 shades per palette or something like that, because I really enjoy swatches. Okay, and then this one is Chiffon. So this is more champagne, and Honey is like more of a gold, yellowy gold. So they are really beautiful, but Honey is my least favorite, so I'm actually going to declutter Honey. I'm going to go ahead and swatch these next, since they are my only shadow from these brands. So this one is from Kiko Milano, and it is the shade 206. Doesn't have a shade name, and it says you can use it wet or dry, and this is from Kulfi in the shade Stardust. Okay, so one is a powder. Here's the powder, and then here is the cream. They're both beautiful. I actually am going to declutter the Kulfi shadow though, because I just have so many golds in my collection and I don't use it, and I know somebody else will get good use out of it. So I'm going to declutter that and keep that. I'm going to do my Give shadows next. I have one, a liquid, and it is Painted Up Top Knot. It is really pretty. There's another gold, but it has a hint of beige to it and like some champagne sparkle. You can see that it does sheer out. You can make it look very beautiful and ethereal, and it dries down really nicely, so I'm keeping it. I love it. And then these three are loose glitters. They are amazing. They are so beautiful, and they stick on the eyes quite well actually, even though they're a loose glitter. So I have the shade Dazzle, Twinkle, and Glimmer. And I like to keep the little plastic sticker on just to minimize any loose shadow from falling out when I store them. Obviously it doesn't always prevent it, as you can see there. That's okay, it helps. Okay, I'll do this one first. Dazzle. I get a little in the lid. So pretty. Do you see how sticky it becomes? I mean, it's not like, not sticky, but it just sticks to the skin so well for being a loose shimmer. I guess I wouldn't really call it really a glitter. It's just super finely milled shimmer. It sparkles so beautifully. This one's like a nice duochrome. That one again was Twinkle. And then this last one here is Glimmer. Get some on my finger. Well, that's not enough. I want to give you a beautiful swatch. That one kind of reminds me of Urban Decay. What's the everyone's favorite? Oh, Space Cowboy. It sort of looks like Space Cowboy. I'm gonna actually swatch it next to it to see if it is the same or not. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, not quite. Space Cowboy actually looks more like this first one, which was called Dazzle. But anyway, these are so stunning, and it's gonna last me a million years. I could probably give some to my friend's daughter, like in a little container, so she could enjoy some as well, or if any of my other friends want to have some, because there's no way I'm gonna get through all of this product. Let's do these CoverGirl liquid shadows next. And they do have actual names that I wrote down, but I can't look at it because I wrote it in my phone. So these are by Kelsey Ballerini, I think. But anyway, this is shade 1, 2, 3, and 4. I believe there were a few more shades, but I didn't get all of them. So they are beautiful. You can leave them thicker for a more intense metallic-y look, or you can kind of shear them out just to give you that beautiful hint of shine. I believe Tati was the one talking about them, and I just had to get them because they were on Amazon for a really great price. So let's shear them out and see what that's like. That one has a lot of sparkle in it. And these are more pigmented and metallic-y, as you can see. They have more of a base. This first one is more of a topper, it looks like. It's stunning. I think I'm actually going to get rid of the 2 in the center, so number 2 and 3, and I'm going to keep 1 and 4. I'll go ahead and do my Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows next. I have Cosmic Craze, Space Cowboy, Wild Dipper, and Rebel Star. And I did get these on sale. Urban Decay was doing like half off. I know that Ulta did a half off sale on them once also. I adore these. And they stay on the eye really, really well without a glitter primer even. So they're just stunning. I love these. Moira has a really, really great dupe for the formula though. So if you're looking to save some money but you still want the same impact, you could go for Moira, and I know there are bunches more. But those are just so stunning. I mean, wow. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and part with this one though, because I have quite a few reddish shimmery shades like this. So Cosmic Craze I'm going to declutter, and I'm going to keep these 3. Alright, this is NYX High Key Lychee. I think that's how you say it. It's the ultimate glow shot. It's quite icy, champagne-y kind of shade. Maybe a hint of lavender to it. I think I'm going to actually declutter that one. And then I have the Natasha Denona Chromium Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade Infra Nude. Let's see what that looks like. It shifts from green to red to purple. That was beautiful. Keeping that. And this is from the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. I don't have that palette, but I have the dupe. And I have plenty of shades like this. So I'm going to declutter that. It's so gorgeous though. It's like champagne. It shifts to like a soft pink. Ugh, that's gorgeous. And then here I have L'Oreal Brilliant Eyes Liquid Shadow in the shade Amethyst Quartz. Let's see what that's like, because I can't really remember. Oh yeah, that kind of shears out. It does have quite a bit of base color to it, and it shifts from a lavender to almost like a bronze. It's very pretty. I'm gonna hang on to that one. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch my 3 MAC paint pots I have. I use them as primers, but I'll go ahead and swatch them anyway. So I have Lay and Low, Soft Ochre, and Painterly. Painterly is the one I keep in my daily makeup drawer. I don't know if you can tell, but it is almost gone. When I had it for the first year, it would not set down very well, and I would still get creasing throughout the day. But then after that, so after I had it for like a year, now that it's a little bit more dry, it works extremely well. to keep my shadow on. So there they are. Very gorgeous. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these two actually though, even though they're gorgeous. Like I said, it takes so long to get through these, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them before they go bad. And you know, they're 30 bucks each and I paid full price, so I would rather try to sell them and get a little money from them. So decluttering these two and keeping this one. Alright, I'm gonna do my Rare Beauty liquid shadows and then my KVD Dazzle sticks next. So this one is Nearly Neutral and this is Nearly Apricot. My nails are getting messed up. I did them right before this video and I did not wait long enough for them to dry, I guess. Oh well. Okay, so then here is Nearly Apricot, and these are gorgeous and they do dry down pretty quick, so you have to work with them quickly if you're gonna blend them out. I use a brush when I blend them out, but those could also be used as an eyeshadow primer, and they are stunning. Beautiful, beautiful. Long lasting and they don't look dry. And then these Dazzle sticks, oh my gosh, the color, it's just mind-blowing how shiny and glimmery these things are. They feel really smooth when they go on your eye. I did get these from last year's 21 Days of Beauty sale for half price, but oh, I didn't tell you all the shades. This is Ash Storm. It's like a lavender with a bit of a taupey reflect to it. And then some pieces of glitter. They both have glitter in them. And then this one is called Hail Surge. They are both stunning. If you want a high impact look really quickly, use those. You will not be disappointed. Keeping those. Next, let's do my Moira shadows, which I have quite a bit. I think that's it. I also have these glitter liners in here, just because I ran out of room where I store my liners, but I could also use these as a liquid shadow, so that's why I keep them in here. But we'll go ahead and swatch this first. Moira is amazing. They have such great makeup for a really good price. The only thing I've ever been disappointed in is their powder. I tried one of their powders and I didn't like it, but everything else I've tried from Moira is so good. Those are so pretty. Okay, so I did not mention the shades, sorry. This is After Dark. This middle one is called Stellar, and that last one is Pinky Promise. So cute. Let's do these next. The Lucent Cream Shadows of Jupiter and Phoebe. And there's Jupiter. And then we have Phoebe. You see that? Oh, so pretty. I also have a brand new, I think it's Jupiter, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. I unknowingly bought another one, so I will just go ahead and declutter it. And then I have these which are the Chroma Light shadows. These feel more like the Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows. The Lucent Cream shadows are, like they stated, creamy, and these have a more dry formula. So I have Fairy Dust, Tempting, Summer Dream, and How Charming. So these make a great dupe for the Urban Decay Moon Dust. And this shade specifically, I'm going to show you later, it looks like one of the shades from the Patrick Ta duos. Okay, so there you can see how gorgeous they are. And this one shifts from like a pinky red to a purple. These two don't shift at all. And then this one doesn't shift either. And then this one has more of a base color to it. They are all so beautiful though. This one and this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter. And then I'm going to keep these two. Let's do these two next. They are the Everlust Shimmer Cream Shadows. And I have the shade Melrose and Strawberry Glaze, I think. So that's it. I like to keep the little plastic on there to hold in the moisture. It's very pretty. It's just like, it has like a slight shimmer to it. Nothing super impactful. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that because I like pretty. If I'm going for a shimmer, I want something really impactful. So most days. Same with this one. This one looks just like a slight shimmer to it. Nothing crazy. They are both very pretty. And they do set down, but it takes them a while, so you have quite a bit of time to work with them. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter those two. Alright, and then I have the Moira Star Show Shadow Pots, and I have the shade Eureka, Showtime, Fantasy, and Muse. And I like to keep the lid on these to hold the moisture. These kind of remind me of the Victoria Beckham shadows that I was just swatching, actually. Even the texture looks similar. Might have to see if any of these are dupes. Oof. Oh, those are so pretty. Gorgeous. I don't believe any of these are dupes for the shades I have of the Victoria Beckham, but this one kind of reminds me of the Patrick Ta duo as well. I'm going to go ahead and actually get rid of these two in the center though, because as you've seen, I have plenty of shadows that are those colors. These two are a little bit more unique, but they are stunning. And my biggest collection of singles I have is from ColourPop. I am decluttering these two, so I have them to the side. I'll go ahead and swatch them for you, and then put them to the side so don't forget. This is the Jelly Much shadow, and it turns lavender and like an icy white. A little bit of blue sparkles to it, like icy blue. It's called Super Cool. then this one is called Sailor. It has like a pinky sparkle to it, pinky blue. I don't know. It is pretty, but I just have so many pretty shadows and I'm not gonna get through everything, I know that. So I'm trying to be real with myself. And I do keep track on my phone of how many times I use each item, and most things in my collection I'm only using like 1 to 3 times just because I have so much. So I do need to get rid of a lot. And most of my collection I did buy in 2024 as well, so it's still very fresh. I need to try to give it a better home while it's still pretty new. Alright, let's do these Super Shocks next. This is from the Princess Collection, Once Upon a Dream. And this is Party of 5, Ritz. Let's just start with those 3. I did order the entire Disney single collection and then the lipstick collection. I think they're like 2 or 3 years old in my collection at this point, so probably should give them to a better home. This one is so beautiful, and it is a dupe for the Urban Decay. I don't remember which shade, but it is gorgeous, and a lot of people, that is their favorite shade right there, Ritz. It is a classic, beautiful, not going anywhere. This pinky shade, these are 2 pinky shades actually. This one's a little bit more purple. I have so many like this, and then like I said, this one I've had for quite a while, so I'm gonna part with those. My friend's daughter would love to have those, so I'm gonna give them to her instead of trying to sell them. They are very affordable, so it's not like I would be missing out on much money if I tried to sell them. And then here we have Frog and Ice Dream. I think Frog is the one that I use the most. Beautiful. This one shifts to pink and purple. So pretty. I'm going to swatch Ritz next to Frog because they look kind of similar. I want to see what's different about them. Build them up some more here. Okay, so this one's more silvery, and this one's more of a champagne. They're both stunning though. Oof, beautiful one and done's right there. Okay, so here's my Jelly Much collection. I do always keep the lids on these, of course, to keep them fresh, and I have not had one dry out yet. This is Sage Bundle, Hallucinogenius, and Bouquet. I'll start with these 3. Oof, I put way too much of that one. Wow. That would be really fun for like a festival to spread on your décolleté and shoulders even. Wow, it's gorgeous. This is a really pretty purple. It has a shift to like a blue. Very pretty. And then here's Bouquet. I don't know if that one's drying out a bit because I noticed this one's a bit chunkier, but still very, very pretty. Keeping all 3. Here we have Big Ego Shiny Penny and 18K. $18K was actually, it felt a little bit dry, but it still performs beautifully. And you can see that the one in the center shifts. Oof, so pretty. Keeping those. Actually, I think the lavender I'm gonna get rid of. It shifts too, it looks like. But I'm noticing I have quite a bit of that color. And then maybe I might get rid of this one as well since it's drying out anyway. It is gorgeous, but I just have so much in my collection. I'd give it to my friend's daughter. I'm even considering maybe this one in the center as well, because I do have shades like that in my collection already. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give those away because they're just gonna dry out if I don't give them some love, a new home. All right, and then we have Mystical and Field of Fairies here. This is a beautiful rose gold. I love that color. This one's like that yellowy gold. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Field of Fairies, but keep Mystical. And then here I have a palette with singles that I got for free with purchasing things. This is Glaminatrix Scarlet. This is from ColourPop Glass Bowl. And this is Sydney Grace Dearest Constant D. And then this is Natasha Denona. It's from the Love palette, which I have, so I might give that to a friend. Oh wow, that Glass Bowl shade is gorgeous. There's a beautiful shift to it, and the Sydney Grace matte is so smooth. Wow, all beautiful. This Glaminatrix shade, wow, look at how buttery that is. But I have plenty of coppery bronzy shades, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and give that away as well. So then I'll just be keeping, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and give them all away actually, because I have so much. I'm gonna give these all new homes. Okay, these are my duos. I have the Patrick Ta Still at the Club. This one feels more dry on top, and then this one feels a bit creamier. Isn't that beautiful? And then there were a couple of shades that I thought would be good dupes. So let me go ahead and get those. I think it's Dazzle one of them. Let's see. Maybe one of the Moira. No, not that one. It was one of these. Let's see. I believe it might have been this one. Oof, this one's getting a little hard to use. Ooh, that's pretty. Not quite, but definitely very impactful as well. This one looks like it has more of lavender to it, but let's try that one as well. yeah, definitely more like silvery lavender tone to it. But there was another one that I really thought looked pretty close, and it was another Moira shadow. Let's see. Oh, I think it was this one. How Charming. Let's swatch it here. No, again, not quite. But you can see how beautiful and shiny those are still compared to the Patrick Ta Duo. So, you don't, of course, need to spend a lot of money to get beautiful shine. But I still am happy that I have it in my collection, and I am still going to keep it. Alright, now I have this Bobbi Brown Luminous Smoke Eyeshadow Duo, and it has Suede Sugar and Steel Quartz. Oh, that one kind of looks like the Patrick Ta color. Very, very pretty. They're very metallic-y. Gorgeous. And then I have the Paco Rabanne All Lights on Me. This is just an eye gloss at the top, but this shadow right here is beautiful. Very pretty and shiny, ethereal, toppery shade. See, it shears out really nicely. I think I have a ColourPop shadow that looks like that though. That would be a good dupe. Let me see if I can figure out which one it is. I believe it would be Frog, maybe. Let's see. Frog has a bit of like a pinky, silvery shine to it. What about Ritz? I think Ritz might be too warm. But let's try it over here next to it. Yeah, it's a little bit more gold. And this one has a bit of a more beigey tone to it, I guess, or silvery tone, but pretty close. Actually, Ritz is shinier than All Lights on Me from Paco Rabanne. Very, very pretty. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep that as well. This makes me so happy. Look at that. This is how I used to have them before I collected too many, so I could actually see the colors I have. I could quickly open the drawer and see. So that makes it a lot easier to choose what I'm gonna wear for the day. So, love that. So much better. Okay, I think my biggest collection is ColourPop actually. So we're gonna start with ColourPop for my palettes. I have this little quad, it's very cute, called Sorbet. It's actually really nice, good quality, and I've had it for quite a while. Very pretty, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to a friend who likes it, because you know that I have quite a few palettes already. So decluttering that, and then these I'm also decluttering. I have them already set aside. I have a friend who I think would like this. It's a Wild Child palette. Very pretty. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that you know, I have a lot of these tones already, and it's pretty dark for me as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and part with that one. Then I have Nude Mood. I've had this for quite a bit of time, and I got a lot of great use out of it. It is a beautiful palette. It's a good daily palette. I've had it for a very long time, and I have so much, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and part with that as well. Next, I have the Whatever palette. It is beautiful, but it's pretty dark, and I have so much, as I've said a million times. It is really pretty. Go ahead and swatch for you. My hand's still a little wet, so it's swatching pretty intense, but very pretty. And then I have the Wine and Only palette and Orchid You Not, and I believe I have not used these two, so I'm not going to swatch them. Oh, this one, it looks like I have used it once actually, so I'll go ahead and swatch that one. But the Wine and Only I have not even used once or swatched, so I'm gonna not touch it. And then Orchid You Not I have used only once, and it is really pretty. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit dark, and I have a lot of beautiful purple palettes already, so I'm gonna part with that. Alright, now these are the palettes that I had already kind of, because as I'm going through things in my collection, I kind of set things aside to declutter. So as I go through things, to not make it feel so overwhelming, I guess, I just do it naturally. But I have Deja Brew and Going Coconuts here. Both very, very beautiful, classic palettes. Well, I haven't heard many people talk about Deja Brew actually, but the Going Coconuts, a lot of people love that one. I'm noticing they look kind of similar actually. I think, let me swatch. Okay, that's gorgeous. Oof, so is that. Very, very pretty. I think I'm gonna let go of Deja Brew because this one has a bit of a rosiness to it, along with the taupes. And I'm gonna go ahead and part with Deja Brew, although it is beautiful. I'm not getting rid of that taupe. I love this one. It looks similar to Deja Brew also. But these have a bit of rosiness to them. Actually, these two shades look kind of similar, and then that one looks like that one almost. I'm gonna go ahead and keep. I love this palette, so keeping that. Okay, and then I have Lucky Penny. I've not used this one at all. I'm gonna go ahead and part with that one. Next I have Wild Nothing and Sweet Talk. These are beautiful light toned palettes, which is perfect for me. I'm pretty light. And also they're great for the spring. Very, very, very pretty color stories. They are two of my favorites. So I am gonna hang on to that. Well, not just that, both. I'm definitely gonna hang on to both. And I like having glitters sometimes in a palette. Sometimes I do like to wear glitter actually, which is not like most, but I like having it because ColourPop actually has a pretty good glitter, although I have plenty of other glitters too, but yeah. Very, very pretty. Keeping those. Then I have Off Melrose and 1111. These are both stunning as well. That one's my favorite shade, Fairfax in Off Melrose. It's so pretty, a little duochrome there. Shifts from like a purple to blue to brown. So there's some swatches of Off Melrose, and then let me get 1111 for you. Very pretty. And I know people say that ColourPop's formula is inconsistent, but I think maybe it's just that the newer palettes are formulated better than the older ones, perhaps. Maybe a while back they were inconsistent, but they just keep getting better and better. That's how I feel anyway. And I have the Stranger Things palette. I just got it when it released, and it's so pretty. A great Halloween palette. Keeping that. Lust for Dusk is one of my favorites. It's gorgeous, gorgeous color story. I used this as my daily palette along with the Nude Mood for a while. Very pretty. Unique color story, very wearable shades. Let's see. I have Pretty Please and Troublemaker. These are both gorgeous. Fairly new to my collection as well. Gorgeous. Wow. And I recently got the Twilight New Moon palette, which is stunning as well. Some of the shades actually kind of remind me of the Stranger Things palette. It's really nice for the fall or for Halloween. Very, very pretty. And then I have Smoke and Roses. This is my kind of color story right here. I love, love, love taupes and dusty rose shades and rosy tones, neutrals. This I have not used much because I just have so much in my collection, but it's like it was made for me. I think just because it's so overwhelming that I don't reach for it much. So I might need to just get an empty palette, like a singles palette, and then make my own little color stories so that I'm more apt to use it. I think I might do that actually because it is so pretty to not use it. Maybe I could even cover some of it, like, you know, make it like a little 9-pan or a 6-pan. That might make it easier for me to look at, but this is so pretty. That is the end of my ColourPop collection. Next, I have my What's Up Beauty collection. My nails are actually What's Up Nails. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite brands. We'll start with the Desert Monsoon. Their color stories are very unique. The shadows are very beautiful. They're blendable, pigmented, impactful. very unique. And I love that it's an indie brand, and you can also buy them on Amazon, which makes it really easy. This is the Geodes palette. Looks kind of similar, actually, now that I'm looking at it side by side. And I have the Dragon Eye palette. Let's swatch them here. Wow, so pretty. And they have a lot of duochromes in their collections. So gorgeous. Keeping all three of those for sure. Next, this is my only Odin's Eye palette, and it was like Glittering Creatures or something like that. They're singles, but I put it in palette. It came as a palette, that's how I ordered it. So I don't count it as singles because it came as a palette. I just leave it with my palettes, but they are technically singles. You could buy each one as just a single, but they are so stunning, impactful shades. They feel very creamy, just beautiful. This is my only Ofra palette. I really like that it has everything you would need for a makeup look in here. The formula feels a bit dry, like, well, no, I guess not. It is really pretty. Like I said, it's nice that you could have it all, use it, you know, have everything all in one place is what I'm trying to say. Like if you were traveling, it'd be really nice. I just have so many things that I know I'm not going to use this. I've only used it once this year, so I'm going to go ahead and part with this. I have these two cute little palettes here. This is Chica Beauty Fiesta Mini Eyeshadow Palette. It has a nice variety, and I really like how tiny it is. Really pretty. It feels very soft, and it's blendable. Very cute. But I just have so much. I think I'm going to part with it, although that shade is pretty unique to my collection, but I just have so much. I'm going to part with this one. And then I have this Give Beauty palette called Simple Kind of Life. And I really like how you have everything you'd need for a daily look in this palette. A really pretty formula. It's very soft, very easy to blend. So I'm gonna keep that. I have these two Rowan quads, Mood Forever and 1111. I'm actually gonna get rid of Mood Forever because I mean, they're just like these beautiful shimmery toppery kind of shades, which I have plenty of, and they were like 50 bucks. So I'd rather get some money out of it while it's still fresh. And I do like the 1111 palette better. And they're kind of similar in tones too. So I'm gonna part with this one and keep 1111. I have one MAC palette and one Bobbi Brown palette. So here's the MAC palette. It's really pretty. It's called Connect in Color. 6 artist curated burgundy tones embedded in burgundy. I just wanted to have a MAC palette so that I could know kind of what the formula is like. And it has like, ooh, that one's kind of coming out patchy. I don't know if it's because the moisture on my hands or what. Try that again. It does feel kind of dry. Oh, it's still patching. What about the brown? The dark brown, let's see. I don't know about that. The shimmers are very beautiful. They're not that glittery kind of look. They're the old school shimmer kind of formula, which is pretty. I love the packaging. It's super cute. I think I might let it go though, to be honest. See, that one's not patching at all. Oh, kind of. I don't know, it could just be my hand, but actually I think I'm going to hang on to that just so that I can have still a matte eyeshadow palette in my collection to know kind of what the formula is like in case I need to make any kind of comparison. And it is really pretty on the eyes. I have worn it, so I'm going to hang on to that. This I adore. I love this packaging. Do you see that? You could play Pac-Man. It's so cool. But it's the Pac-Man palette, and when I got it, the black one arrived broken, as you can see, and they sent me another one. So I do have that. I'm hanging on to it. I thought I would hang on to it as like, I don't know, kind of a memorabilia type thing, but I mean, really, I just need the packaging. I don't need a brand new palette for that. So I'm gonna probably sell it, or perhaps keep it for a giveaway even, because it is so cute. I love that. The color story I cannot say is my favorite, but the formula is good and the packaging is so adorable. Keeping. This is my only Sydney Grace palette, Tiny Marvels. It is stunning. Every look that I've made using this palette comes out beautiful. It looks good for the springtime even. Look at that. Beautiful. The shimmers are creamy and the mattes are, they even feel not creamy, but they're just so smooth and easy to blend. I definitely need to use more of this beauty. Keeping for sure. Alright, here I have some just basic palettes that I've never really heard anyone talk about. This is Sweet Mint. It's a Korean product. It's really, really pretty. The shades are very soft and blendable, easy to work with. Gorgeous color story, right up my alley, but it was like $8, and I have so much that costed a lot more than that, so I need to give this to a better home, someone that would appreciate it and get a lot of use out of it. And then I have Julep Beauty and Cara Beauty. I found these at Marshall's, I believe, and I just hadn't tried the formulas, so I was curious and picked them up. You can see Cara Beauty is a very beautiful, shimmery, very soft and creamy formula. And the Julep palette is as well. Super beautiful, but I'm gonna go ahead and part with that as well. They all have those metallic-y kind of colors all along the same, I don't know, color story almost. Alright, we're going to go through my melt palettes next. So I have Smoke Sessions 2. I've created some stunning looks with this palette. But I don't know. I have so much. And I have a friend that really loved it when I wore it, so I think I'm going to give it to a friend actually. And then I have the Gemini palette, which I was a sucker for the packaging, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of like mustardy tones. I might actually go ahead and sell that one, although it is gorgeous. I just don't see myself reaching for it. Then I have Dark Matter. Oh, and I didn't swatch Gemini because I haven't used it at all, and I don't want to if I'm going to sell it. Dark Matter I have used, but it is just so dark, the color story. I don't know. I have quite a bit in my collection that I could make a look like this with, so I'm going to part with that as well. And then I have Fatally Yours, but I have not even swatched it. I don't really know what to do with this color story. These are not my kind of colors, so I am going to part with that as well. So the only melt palette I'm keeping is actually my newest one, and it's this Bride of Frankenstein palette, which is stunning. Now this packaging is up my alley. I am a horror fanatic. I love horror movies and books, even music. Now I'm not a huge fan of this chartreuse color, but everything else in here is so gorgeous. The formula in here is so beautiful and creamy and blendable. Like, look at that. I am keeping this. I also bought the backpack, which is super cute. I don't know if I'll wear it because I might want to keep it as like a collector's item, but oh, this is so pretty. So I'm only keeping one melt palette. Wow, just surprised myself right now. All right, I have these Wet n Wild palettes. I remember last summer, or maybe it was summer of 2023, could have been 2024, but everyone was wild about these Always Naked and Always Blushing palettes. I only have one open. It looks like I got them on clearance at Walmart, and I don't know why I bought so many. I had two of the Always Naked, and then I have two still of the Always Blushing. I gave away the other Always Naked palette, but I mean, it is a good formula and everything. Really blendable. It's just that it's so much like what I already have, and there's nothing super unique about it to where I would want to keep it in my collection. It is pretty though. There's nothing wrong with it. It blends really nicely. I'm going to go ahead and give these to friends who like to wear much more, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like everyday sort of makeup. They don't like super impactful or glittery shades, so I think my friends will really enjoy those. I have one Lancome palette. It was in the holiday set that I got, which was gorgeous. And I did try this once, and it's pretty. Like those mattes, especially, like, wow. They feel like buttery soft. Wow, that's pretty. I thought I was gonna get rid of this, but now that I'm swatching it, I don't know. That is gorgeous. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna hang on to it for now, because that's, wow, very pretty and blendable. And the packaging is very cute. I think I'm gonna hang on to this actually. Here are my Glaminatrix palettes. I have the Nocturnal palette here. Dominatrix has a beautiful, beautiful formula, and especially their shimmers are like, wow, they're just out of this world. They have the best duochromes. So some of their glitters, like this one, you can feel it. You can feel the glitter when you blend it, but I will still wear it. This one's a lot smoother in texture, and I don't know if you can see, but it is shifting. I hope you can see the shift. Let's actually try it with the mirror if you can't. Ah! Oh my gosh. I suck at this right now. It's hard to do it because like backwards. Okay, I'm gonna just stop drawing, but it is a beautiful palette, and I'm keeping it. The only shade that I really don't like is this one and this one, but all the other shades in here I really do enjoy. Very pretty and different. Oh, and that one. I don't like that one either. Okay, and then next, these were part of their newest collection, I believe, the smaller palettes. There was one more, and that one was actually my favorite color story, but it was sold out. This one I got in a mystery box, and it's all green. Greens, not these kind of greens anyway, are not my favorite. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell that one. The prices of Dominatrix, it's pretty expensive since it ships from Australia. Even though they were having a sale, like when I bought these, it was still pretty expensive. I think I ended up paying like $70 or something for these two little palettes. But these two I chose myself. So this Elegant Eyes and Entrancing Eyes. Oh, this one, if I didn't say, was Exquisite Eyes. And these two are, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. Like, oh, like this. Wow. Be still, my heart. I don't know the name of the other color story, but that's the one I really wanted. That one was beautiful. I mean, these are also really pretty. And look at that beautiful bright fuchsia. It's not patching at all. A lot of times formulas with like red or purple, they can be patchy. This one is a beautiful shifty shade. Like, wow. These are just wow. So pretty. Definitely keeping those. I have one Charlotte Tilbury palette, and it is Pillow Talk Beautyverse Love palette. All the mattes in here are cream formulas. It is really pretty. I really like it. It's like it's a cream to powder formula. It feels like the Fenty Beauty suede blushes. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. I love this palette. It's gorgeous, and it's my only Charlotte Tilbury palette. This is my only Kaleidos palette, the Futurism 7 Sashimi City palette. Let me turn it so you don't have the mirror in your eyes. Looks really pretty, shifty, but I have such a beautiful collection, and I mean, this one shifts from like a yellow to a pink, but I have so much already, and that I'm just gonna go ahead and part with this. Since we're on indie palettes, let's go ahead and open up the one I showed y'all earlier that's on my eyes today, Unearthly Cosmetics Shadowed Petal. So this shade I thought was gonna look like more of a light pink, but it ends up looking more silver on my eyes, but it's still very pretty. And for a spring palette, it is really dark. but I mean, it is still really pretty. The textures are so smooth. And you know what? It kind of actually is reminding me of that MAC palette. Let me pull it out again. Yeah. So I think I'm going to actually part with the MAC palette, since this one is like, you know, a more impactful MAC palette basically. And now I know, I have it in my head what the MAC formula is like. So as beautiful as it is, I'm going to part with that. But I'm definitely keeping this, and I just got it yesterday, so I'm very happy with that. And I feel like an idiot right now because I was telling y'all that this was the Odin's Eye, like glimmering creatures or whatever. No, I don't remember what this was called, but this is Odin's Eye. It's a singles palette. I don't remember what exactly it was called, but it's not the glimmering creatures or whatever. In this menagerie palette, I have the Glycerine or Glimmering Creatures collection, one of them, or two of them maybe, from Glaminatrix. So, sorry, I have another Glaminatrix. Well, I believe it's Glaminatrix who does it, yeah, I'm pretty sure. But you can buy all of these, I think you can buy them as singles, or you can buy them as quads, I believe. And they have 3 or 4 different volumes, but they're gorgeous. I am definitely keeping that, and this Menagerie palette is the cutest thing ever. It was on a mega sale for Menagerie, and I bought it and was like, oh my gosh. So I'm glad that I have put it to good use. And it, a little happy coincidence that all the shadows in there are animals. Do they have names on the back, I wonder? Oh yeah, there's mink. But yeah, those are Glaminatrix singles. And while we're talking about Menagerie, here's my one Menagerie palette, Arthurine. I think it's a super cute palette. I could see this being good for the fall or the spring even. This one is a shifty shade. I didn't even know that. Wow. But yeah, the formula is really, really soft and blendable. Their color stories are unique. And I don't really wear super vibrant shadow all the time, so I kind of wish they had some more neutral color stories, or at least this was the most neutral one I could find, in other words. But I would get more from this brand if they had more neutrals in their color stories. But very pretty, and it's a cute indie brand, so yeah, I'm keeping that. Really like it. I have one Persona palette, the Identity palette. I adore this. I really, really, really love this palette. The formula is beautiful, soft and creamy and blendable, and you could make a smoky eye. You could tone it down to do a softer look. I just adore this palette. I could have this and a few others truly and probably be happy, but I do love trying makeup, so, but it is a really good one. I have one Lunar Beauty palette in Nude Prism. I love the artwork, and the palette itself is so pretty. This is a perfect everyday kind of palette because you could make so many different looks with it. And the tones are right up my alley, except these like mustardy kind of shades I don't like, but that's just my preference. It is beautiful quality. You can see how nicely those, oh, I only got 3 swatches. Mattes blend. Let me get another shimmer for you. The shimmers are very soft and metallic and sparkly, like, just look at that. This is stunning, and this package is to die for. Then I have the Tarte Man Eater palette. I love the packaging. Leopard print is one of my favorites. And I like how some of the shadows have that as well. I've not really used this palette very much, to be honest. I heard somebody complaining about it, but I mean, it's pretty. Like, look at that. Very beautiful. Let me make sure these mattes perform well. Yeah, like, they blend really nicely. It's a gorgeous palette. You could use it to make so many different looks, so I'm gonna hang on to that. I have two Florasis palettes. I don't remember. Oh, well, this one has the name on it. Florasis Floral Engraving Beauty Goddess Makeup Palette, The Encounter. So you can make pretty unique looks because it has some, you know, different colors in there. And of course the engraving is to die for. Like, are you kidding me? This palette's just really, really pretty, soft. The powder, the mattes are really blendable. I have another one, but I don't know the name of it. Again, very, very unique and beautiful packaging. And then I love seeing all the engraving. So pretty. They even have a duochrome in there. Well, my hand and fingers were still a little wet, so it came out very, very impactful. But let's get some of the mattes swatched here. Yeah, even the mattes are just so soft, beautiful. I mean, stunning. Yeah, I'm gonna keep both. I'm gonna do all my Natasha Denona palettes next. So I have 5 of the Quints. These two are looking a little similar to me. This is the mini Biba, and this is the mini Starlet. I'm gonna have to start swatching on my other hand. Oops, because my left hand is getting very raw from rubbing off the swatches. Alright, let's see here. Very beautiful, very neutral and everyday. Like, can get some fantastic looks using these, and it's so quick and easy. They're great for travel. And then I have Mini Star and Mini Retro. So these I just got. Oh, I said I was going to swatch on the other hand because my left hand is hurting from rubbing off the swatches. So here's the Mini Star. There's a beautiful duochrome in there. And then these are my kind of greens right here. Very pretty, keeping those. And then I have the Mini Trio Chrome that has like nearly every shade of blue I could ever want. And then there's a duochrome in there. Flips from blue to purple. I don't know if you can see that, but Let's go ahead and swatch these. Very pretty. This blue is coming out a little different than I thought it would swatch, but pretty nonetheless. I do like it. Gonna keep that one. And then I have the Natasha Denona Love palette. I really adore the color story of this. So beautiful. And then I have the Glam palette. This one, I dropped it and all of the shadows fell out and I had to put them back in. So it has some little dents here and there on the shadows. This is a gorgeous palette. Perfect to make very neutral, classic, everyday kind of looks. You could do a beautiful smoky eye with this. Keeping that. This is my dream palette, and I was like panning it, but I mean, I knew I wasn't really gonna pan it, but I did use it a lot. I don't remember how many times, but I'll look after while I'm editing and let you know how many times this year I used it, because this is my favorite Natasha Denona palette right here. I love this color story. It's very unique and just wearable, and you can use it in all seasons. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love this color story right here. And then I got the Bloom palette when it first released. Very pretty, especially for the spring. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I have the I Need a Warm palette. Very pretty. I do feel like a lot of these shades are repetitive, but I still love this color story. And hanging on to that for sure. So gorgeous. Oh, you know what? There's one more that I forgot to grab because I have it in my declutter section. This I got from my Ipsy. It was like an add-on. It's called Rose and Wood palette, but the shades are actually from the Glam palette. I saw somebody talking about that, and so I'm going to declutter this. And these shadows are bigger than the shades in here, but I don't need that much eyeshadow because I have plenty of palettes already, and since I have these shades already, I'm going to sell this. And that's everything from my Natasha Denona collection. I'll go ahead and look at my Urban Decay palettes next. So Foxy, I am going to sell. I mean, it's pretty and all, but I just have so much. I only used it once, so yeah, I'm gonna part with that. And then I have two of the Naked Smiley palettes. I think there might have only been two actually. I was a sucker for the packaging. I love smiley faces, but so this one's Mucho Happy and this one's Chill Happy. Very different color stories, beautiful. I think I might part with this one actually because Yeah, I don't see myself wearing this very often. I'm gonna sell that one. And then this one I think is stunning. I love this color story. Yeah, and the packaging's so cute, and I love how travel friendly that is, so I'm gonna keep that. Then I have the Naked Sin palette. I love how light this is. It's very easy to use and wearable. Oh, I'm swatching on the wrong hand again. It's okay. Yeah, I'm very light skinned, so this is perfect for me. I could use this every day and make a really quick look out of it. It's not the most versatile, but it's just a very easy to reach for wearable palette. Then I have the Moon Dust palette. I got it this past year. I grabbed it as quick as I could because I was so excited for it. It is stunning. I love that. And it comes with Space Cowboy Rides Again, A-List Energy, Sparkle Hour, and Lunar Lit. I don't have any of those already. And then this Moon Dust palette is the Urban Decay Space Cowboy palette. This one has, A-List Energy, Space Cowboy Rides Again. But then it has 3 other shades, or 4 shades I don't have. Endless Party, No Sleep Club, VIP Only, and Vibing. This palette is so beautiful. I really like how, easy it is to reach for. Super cute packaging. Yeah, I just love this. This could be a great daily palette for me because I like very sparkly shades. The neutrals are my favorite, so I love that. And then let me clean my hands up here. I have the Naked 3 palette. Very soft and wearable. It's very much like this Naked Sin palette. I'm actually going to compare those. See if they look pretty similar. Oh yeah, those look very similar, so I think I'm going to part with this one and hang on to this one because this shade right here is one of my favorites in this one. And then you could go darker with it if you want. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that. Then I have the Naked Heat palette. This is pretty for summer and fall. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I haven't used it very much, but you can make some really pretty looks with it. And I love those kind of warm tones. Then we have the Naked Reloaded palette. I adore this color story. I think it is so pretty. Something about this pink in there just makes it really stand out to me. I really like that pink in there. It's super pretty. Swatched up here. And then we have the original Naked palette, but I bought it when they relaunched it. The original I panned a long time ago, so I was so excited when they came out with this one. I love this palette. I haven't used it very much, but I guess because I have so much in my collection now. Back when I panned it, I didn't have very many palettes. This palette. Oh, so pretty. That's all of my Naked palettes. Alright, I have one CoverGirl palette. It's called CoverGirl Clean Color, in the shade Dreamy Pink. And this is really pretty, very soft, blendable and all, but I have so many palettes that look like this, I'm gonna give that away. Then I have this Revlon Slight Flex palette. This shade is my favorite right here. So pretty. I think I'm gonna go ahead and part with that as well, actually. It was pretty, but I have colors like that already, so. Then I have this Milani Gilded Mini in Call Me Old Fashioned. This is a gorgeous palette that could be used as an everyday kind of palette. It reminds me of the Persona palette, actually. Very pretty. Especially that color right there. Look at, oof, that's gorgeous. But again, I have so much already. I'm gonna go ahead and give that away because I have friends that would enjoy it more than I would, but since I have, again, such a large collection. Next, we're gonna go through my Anastasia collection. I have quite a bit. So I have the Spice palette here. Look at this cutie. Oh my gosh, I love this palette. It is so pretty, sparkly, and neutral, which is so my vibe. Love that. So gorgeous. And I just bought it not too long ago. Then I have this Anastasia Glam To Go palette. Super cute palette also. I think I need to compare it to the Soft Glam palette though, because I think it might look kind of similar to that. Let me actually pull that one out next so I can compare it side by side. I guess it's slightly different. Like, there are some warmer, rosier tones in here compared to this. This has some more cooler tones. So I think I'm still gonna keep this so far. Surprise! I forgot one more of the Naked palettes. I have the Naked Honey palette. As I've said, I don't really like mustardy tones, and I'm getting rid of a lot of golds. So I had this in my declutter pile, and that's why I forgot about it. Sorry about that. Continue with Anastasia. We have the Anastasia Nouveau palette, which is, oh, love. And this is a beautiful springtime palette. So definitely keeping her. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. And then I have the Anastasia Rose Metals palette. I only used it once, but it's just so dark for me. So I am going to get rid of this one and sell it. Then I have the Cosmos palette, which is another gorgeous palette for the spring. Wow. This is so pretty. And I love sparkly, glittery shades, which it has, so keeping her for sure. And that's the end of my Anastasia collection. This is my Alter Ego collection, Harmony, and this is a great dupe company. This is like the Natasha Denona Retro palette, which I do not own, as you saw. So I have this one instead. It is really pretty, beautiful color story, but I think I'm gonna actually part with it. Yeah. Then I have the Daylight palette, which is like the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette, which I also do not own. One day I hope to have it. Here are the swatches. It's not, you know, it's not Natasha Denona. Are they smooth and pretty? Yes. But it's not the real thing, and I still really want the real thing. So I do really like this palette, but I own so much already, and this was like $20. I own so many more palettes that are more expensive than this, so I'm gonna part with that as well. I know somebody else will give it a better home and more love than I will. Then I have the Coastal palette, which is a dupe for the Huda Rose Quartz palette, and I own that. So I'm going to part with that. And then again, the Huda Mirage, or I'm sorry, this is the Alter Ego Mirage palette, which is a dupe for the Huda Empowered palette, and I now own it. So when palettes go on sale for half off from higher end brands, and they're palettes I've wanted for a while, that is when I buy them. So I had these until I was ready to purchase the other ones, and so I'm parting with those as well. So now I'm not going to own any Alter Ego palettes, actually. Alright, we're going to look at my Sigma palettes next, and I know that I have two more that are brand new that I had in my declutter section, but I don't know where they are now, so not sure, but it's alright, I guess. I have Ivy and Spicy here. They are very pretty. But as I've stated, I just have so much in my collection already that I'm going to pass these on to someone who will enjoy them more than I will. And I own a lot of Sigma palettes already that are bigger palettes, so they have a, you know, bigger color selection. Although these are gorgeous, I am going to declutter. Alright, next I have Corda Rosa. And this is very pretty and bright. But I don't know, the more I look at it, the more I'm like kind of ready to part with it, actually. I just have, as I've said a million times, so much. So I'm not even going to swatch it. I'm going to say bye, even though this packaging is gorgeous. Warm Neutrals. This is a gorgeous palette as well. I have a lot in my collection that looks kind of like this, actually, so I think I'm gonna get rid of this one too, to be honest. It is pretty, but I need to slim down my collection, I'm realizing. So here's Sigma Enchanted. This one is so beautiful and unique to my collection. This is perfect for spring and like ethereal kind of looks. This is very fall on this side, and this side is very spring. This is so pretty. I definitely want to hang on to that. And then I have the Sigma New Mod. This one is very, very pretty. A lot of cool tones in here, pinky, purpley tones, some neutrals in there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Go ahead and swatch a couple. You can see what tones I'm drawn to, huh? Okay, then I have the cool neutrals here. This one is gorgeous as well. So pretty. Look at that blue. Never even used a lot of this palette. Wow. That duo right there. I really like that too in Sigma palettes. I don't know if you've noticed, but you could use it like this. Use them as duos and they go together. It's really easy to look at and just create a look if you're not sure what to do. And then the newest one in my collection is the Little Mermaid palette. I waited till it was on sale. Really cute palette. I wasn't really sure if I wanted it or not, and Patty Alonso's video persuaded me. It is gorgeous and it has some duochromes in there, and it's pretty unique to my collection. Super cute. I mean, look at that metallic-y duochromy goodness. It's gorgeous. So very happy with that palette. That's the end of my Sigma collection unless those other little palettes pop up. I found them. So here's the Rosy palette. I've never swatched this. As you've seen, I have so many colors like this in my collection. That's why I'm decluttering it, and I've never used it. And then I have the Sigma Ambiance palette. Again, I have so many shades like this throughout my collection, so I'm trying to slim it down. Part with that. We'll look at my Moira collection next. This is my newest one. It's called Pretty Little Thoughts. Looks like a very wintry color story. Very cool toned. Moira actually makes some pretty good eyeshadow. I mean, you saw my singles collection, but their palettes are pretty good as well. Very pretty. I know their older palettes aren't very good, and I think Jen Phelps said their newest palette collection isn't great, but they also listened to customers because this packaging was really chunky and a lot of people complained, so then they slimmed down their palettes. This is so pretty. Like, look at all these beautiful pinky tones, which y'all know I love. They're very soft and blendable. Very, very easy to work with. I think I'm gonna go ahead and part with it though, since I have so many pinks in my collection already. And then this is a beautiful neutral cool toned palette. It kind of reminds me of the 1111 palette, but just bigger, from ColourPop. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get good quality. Look at that. This is stunning, but I'm gonna go ahead and part with that as well. This one, I don't see myself wearing this very often, if at all. So I think I'm gonna actually part with that one too. So now I'll just have Moira singles left. I'll look at my Lorac palettes next. Here's Fairy Tale Forest. It's a very cute palette. I like the color story a lot. It's very sparkly. And then some of them are more metallic with a stronger base. So I really like that. Keeping that one. And then I have Soleil. And it's definitely a lot warmer. Kind of reminds me almost a little bit of like the Naked Heat palette maybe. That's very pretty. I'm gonna hang on to that. And then this is one that I am decluttering. I had it in my declutter pile already, the Mercari. This is just, a lot of it I know I wouldn't wear, and since I have such a large collection, I want to give it a better home. So I'm gonna post that for sale. This is a Clio palette, which is a K-beauty brand. This is a super soft, purpley pinky palette, perfect for springtime, and it's a very like wearable everyday. It's not gonna get too dark and scary. Really pretty, easy to blend. So, and I for some reason I have a thing for acrylic packaging. I think it's very cute. I have two Sephora palettes, the Sephora Destinations. This one is Southern Charm. This one kind of reminds me of the Lorac Fairy Tale Forest, so I'm going to part with that, but very good quality. Like I said, you don't have to spend a lot to get a good quality palette. So this is Island Hopping, and it's kind of reminding me of the Nouveau palette a little bit. I guess just because of the lavender kind of shade, but yeah, since I have palettes that have these kind of tones and were more, they costed more money. So I'm going to go ahead and part with those. And this is the Cream Shop, the Right Fluff 9-color palette. It's a cute little palette and very metallic and blendable and beautiful. This I got like at CVS. I mean, good palettes really are just at the drugstore. But I'm gonna part with it since I have, like I've said a bajillion times, a lot of beautiful palettes in my collection that were more expensive. So then I have the Nabla Cutie palette and Wild Berry. Then I have the Nabla Side by Side Nude Baby palette. This is super cute. I think this is reminding me of that Anastasia palette, if I'm not mistaken, but I do want to keep it. This is now my only Nabla palette, and I don't know, I could see myself using this to make a quick look. I want to hang on to it a little longer. I got these two just like a few months ago, so I'm gonna keep this. Let's look at some indie palettes, shall we? Got Galactic, the Essentials palette. This is very pretty, very wearable and simple, blendable. This is like a cream topper over here that you can put on top of any of the shades. I got it not very long ago, but I think I'm gonna part with it actually, since yeah, I've got such a giant collection. Then I have Adept Flying Fiddles. This is stunning. These shades are just so soft, and the shimmers are beautiful and shimmery, sparkly. They have good duochromes. Keeping that. Next I have the Nomad Chicago Speakeasy palette. I adore this packaging, and all the little designs on the shadows are so cute. Look at all these pretty purples. That's gorgeous. Keeping that for sure. And then I have two Glam Light palettes. I have the Nightmare on Elm Street palette, and that's definitely for Halloween. That's more red than I will ever use in my life. I think I'm actually gonna declutter that. I haven't even swatched it. I love Nightmare on Elm Street, but I've got the mirror for Nightmare on Elm Street, so the box because it looked like this old-fashioned television, and I used to watch Betty Boop when I was little. Cute little cartoon. The color story is really pretty, very girly. Like all the prints in there. It's pretty versatile. Yeah, look at that. It's so pretty. I love this palette. Definitely keeping that. And I adore that packaging. Let me show you that red palette I was talking about. So here's my Dexter palette by Lethal. I was disappointed though because one of the shadows shattered in here and made a mess all over my palette. I'm a huge Dexter fan. I got it to be like a collectible, but now that one is shattered. I'm like, well, I might as well use it. I wasn't going to use it. I was just going to keep it in pristine condition and maybe display it somewhere, but they didn't have another one of these palettes or the shadow, so they sent me back some money instead. I mean, which is nice and all, but oof, that is a gorgeous formula, I guess. Maybe it's a good thing. It's forcing me to use it. But yeah, this one has a bunch of red in it, so I can use this instead of the Nightmare on Elm Street palette. Alright, then I have the Ensley Rain, what was this one called? Cold Moon. Cold Moon palette. It has so many stunning shades in here. Beautiful wintertime palettes. The shades are really, really soft and very shimmery, impactful. There's a ton of duochromes in here. Keeping for sure. And then I got this Cosmic Dreamer palette from Ensley Rain. This is a lot brighter. And you can see there are a lot of empty ones in here because the color story was just too bright and overwhelming for me. So I might keep a few more shades for myself and then sell the rest or something, or give them away. But I created like my own little color story here in this small Z palette, which was easier for me to look at, and they are shades that I will and have used actually. You can see how beautiful those are. This is just too much for me. I know I won't use most of these shades. Okay, so I've got this Pacifica Magical Eyeshadows palette. It has a ginormous, beautiful color story, and the, quality of this palette is actually really good. I haven't really tried much from Pacifica, and I got it not too long ago. It wasn't very expensive. It was like less than 20 bucks. And I'm like, wow, you can do so much with this palette. So I'm gonna hang on to that a bit longer. Then I have these two NYX palettes from Halloween. I did a little Beetlejuice video with this. This is the eyeshadow palette and this is the blush palette, but I would not use that as blush. I think I used the purple blush like once just for the video, but yeah, they're really good quality, pretty color story, very unique, and you know, Halloween. So I'm going to save these for Halloween again. Go through my giant Too Faced collection next. This was a holiday palette and it is so pretty. I got it for sale like after the holiday. I think it was half off, which I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it because I was eyeing it, but restrained myself and then it went on sale. It's very pretty and soft, gorgeous little palette, and I like the size of it. Then I have the Warm Ember Nudes and the Cold Smolder Nudes. I like that the shades are on the front so you can see what's inside. I actually wanted to compare it to the Natural Nudes palette so we could see how similar it is. It looks like all the shades from here are in here pretty much. And then this one though is more unique. This one, I'm not seeing all the shades in here from it. So I think I'm actually gonna part with the Warm Ember Nudes. Keep the Cold Smolder Nudes. Oh, I didn't even swatch. Let me swatch for you. There's two shades from the Cold Smolder. And then I wore this the other day and it is really pretty. And then there's from the Warm Ember. Very cute. Since I have the Natural Nudes open, let's go ahead and swatch that next. It's very pretty. Love all those neutral tones. The formula is different though than those smaller palettes. The smaller palettes, the like that pink shade, it was like chunky looking. It feels almost sticky. Like it feels really like creamy and like it's gonna stay on the eye better. But I'm gonna stick with my decision and declutter because I really did want to reduce how many palettes I had overall. And so and I have Let's Play and That's My Jam. They're cute and all, but I'm pretty sure I already have shades like this, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and part with these two, as pretty as they are. And while they're still new, this one, it came shattered like that. Or actually, no, the first time I ordered it, I think I got it from QVC or HSN. And the entire palette was pretty much shattered. So then I complained to them and told them if they could please send it again, but in more protective packaging. It was sent in the exact same packaging, and this one was shattered, so I just pushed it back in there. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those two. And then I have the Happily in Love palette. I got it once it was on sale. Really cute palette. You can make a lot of different looks with this. Good quality. And then we have the Italian Spritz palette. Another really cute palette, but some shades that I saw in these two are in here. Oh, sorry, these two that I'm getting rid of. I'm seeing a lot of those shades, types of shades in this palette, and this one is bigger, so I could create more. And there's that like sticky type shade I was talking about, like in the Warm Ember Nudes. Look at that. Yeah, It's gorgeous. I'm keeping that one. And then here we have Better Than Chocolate. A lot of brown, some purple, gold. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one actually, and I just got it too long ago, but that's like most of my palettes, so I don't want to use that as an excuse. I just have so many of these shades over and over again. And then I have Pumpkin Spice Second Slice. A lot of orange, caramel. It's pretty. I'll go ahead and declutter that one. I am really doing a lot better than I thought I would. Oh, that was the end of my Too Faced collection. Actually, no, it's not. I had Kitty Likes to Scratch also. But I had it in my declutter pile. It's pretty, really pretty, but it's just nothing unique to my collection. I adore the packaging. I really love the packaging, but I have plenty of other makeup products with packaging, so I'm ready to let go. Next, I have Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance palette. I have used this quite a bit. So the big pans are cream and the small pans are powder. I really wish that they were evenly sized because getting into that tiny powder pan is hard. I love this palette. I really, really, really love this palette. I have done a full face using it, even my brows, and they came out a little purple, which was funny, but I have a brand new one of these that I got in the Beautylish Lucky bag this year, or I guess it was last year technically, or no, maybe, yeah, it was the beginning of this year because New Year's, but it's brand new, still in the package, so I am going to save that for like a giveaway. But yeah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous quality. I have the Flower Beauty all of the little lights collection. Garden lights. I'm just gonna swatch one per palette. Desert lights. So creamy and metallic and yummy. Coastal lights. And jungle lights. I am so amazed at the quality of these palettes. They were, I think, around like 12 bucks. Super great price point, great quality, and gigantic pans. Next, I have my Huda Beauty collection. There's the Empowered palette. There's every tone of gold I could ever want in this palette, and copper. There's a bronze in there too. Very pretty. Great quality. Pretty Grunge is my favorite, I think. I just love all the tones in here. There's some beautiful mauves and gray tones and pinky taupes, and just beautiful, very beautiful. And then I've got the Rose Quartz palette. Very gorgeous color story. Super pretty duochrome in there. Look at that. The textures are different. Huda Beauty has some of the most gorgeous palettes. Alright, I have quite a bit of Viseart. I'm gonna do awful with these names and I apologize in advance. This is Petite for Hesperian, not sure. Very, very pretty. I love these little quads. They're so easy to reach for. I like that you can swap out all the shades. Then we have the Praline, I'm not sure. This one I have not used at all. I am going to part with that, not swatch it. I have Violetta. I love this one. So beautiful. My husband had an aunt that passed away named Violetta, so beautiful. Then we have Isolde. This looks like a lot of the palettes I already have, even though it is gorgeous. I'm going to part with it. I'm kind of thinking the same about this one, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one too. I'm gonna have Lilato. That one's pretty too, but I have so much in my collection with these tones already. Yeah, I'm gonna part with that. And then I have Amelie, which I have a lot of those tones in my collection already as well. Parting with that. I have Minxette. Very beautiful little fall toned color story, but I have a lot of that already. I'm gonna part with it. Cashmere. All these pretty purples, which you saw I kind of got rid of some with tones very similar to this. So I'm gonna keep this one because this is one that I can make more versatile looks with. Actually, let me compare it to this one before I decide if I'm keeping it or not. Cashmere Charmeuse, I guess, or Charmeuse, not sure. Yeah, they look kind of similar, but this one has a blue in it. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. I really do like that purple. You know what? I might swap out some colors before I decide fully. And then let me open this one. This is the newest one, Ceranews Etandu. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, there's a blue and a purple in there. You know what? Oh yeah, look. That Violetta shade is in here. Yeah, I think dang, I'm having a hard time deciding on this. They look pretty similar. Some of these shades are repetitive. I might do some playing between these three palettes. Yeah, I might do that. They are looking pretty similar. Okay, so I did some messing around with these palettes. So I'm gonna keep this one, and I'm getting rid of this one, and I swapped even more into this one. This one's my favorite, this one's my second favorite. They're similar. They might even have some of the same shades, but yeah. And then I actually even swapped one shade into this one. There was like a deep gray. I put this in place, and then yeah, that's the only one I swapped actually. So I'm keeping these true, and I am decluttering that one. I will have to let the buyer know that this is not, actually I'll probably just give it to a friend so then I don't have to worry about that. And then the Violetta is not original anymore either. I need to put a note somewhere on these palettes so that I know these three are not the original Color Stories. And then I have one Dior palette, the Smoky, was it? Yeah, Smoky Essentials 2. This is a beautiful palette. I really, really like it. It's super soft, very wearable. You could wear this every day, and you can make some unique looks with it. Very, very pretty. The shimmers are that soft, satiny kind of look. Nothing's very sparkly, but it's super easy to work with. Very blendable, very pretty. I love this palette. I forgot I still had my Pat McGrath to go through. So this is a face palette, and it is gorgeous. Has two really pretty blushes in here, and then the eyeshadows are beautiful. Keeping that. And it's called Bijou Brilliant Starstruck Splendor. And then I have the Mothership Utopian Dream, and it's number 9. Mothership 9 Utopian Dream. I love this one. I adore these beautiful, sparkly, duochromy, shimmery shades. Like, wow. It is, I don't know, it just takes my breath away when I look at it. So pretty. And then I have the Moonlit Seduction palette. It's the Mothership 10. This one is another one that I just adore. I am definitely keeping her. Like, look at this. Another breathtaking palette. And then I have Sunlit Seduction, and this is Mothership 11. This one doesn't take my breath away as much, but it is still really, really pretty. Yeah, I love my Pat McGrath palettes, and I need to get more use out of them. And since I got rid of plenty of palettes, I will be able to reach for these more. So now we're going to count, see how many I decluttered and how many I have, and then I will show you what my drawers look like now. So I ended with 97 palettes. That's what that drawer looks like now. And this one. Here's the singles drawer. And then I have the quints, duos, and the quad. Only one quad now. I love the way that is looking. There's this drawer. And my last drawer. I will be able to get more use out of my singles now for sure, and my favorite palettes. I am decluttering 69 palettes. The ones that I am gonna give away as in the giveaway, I'm still counting as a declutter, even though I'm saving it technically for now, but it is quite a bit. And then let me count the singles. I'm decluttering 30 singles. And I'm keeping 33 singles. So I'll have the total number written of how many palettes I kept, how many singles I kept, declutters, and all of that. But wow, I did a lot better than I thought.